Pretend that this is a time lapse, because it was meant to be one, right up until the replay session failed to save the file properly. That is 3 full sides of the ocean monument, completely, well, the dome anyhow, completely lit up and drained and everything.
Yep. And squishified, because they...
Well, no, I hear squishies again. I hear them again.
Well, yeah, no, we can't de-squishify it.
I will say that drying sponges is perhaps one of the most satisfying parts of this.
Just because it's so easy now.
Well, even the sound is kind of satisfying, too. We're definitely going to have to tear down some more of the floor and whatnot. Actually, we're going to have to raise up some of the floor, you realize?
What do you mean?
Well, this...
You mean beneath the platform?
Beneath the prismarine platform, yes. The part I'm walking on now is going to be actually the floor. So even the glass that I put inside the ravine, even that's going to go away eventually.
Wait, which side's gonna be the floor of this level?
So you see this gravel here? That's gonna be the floor level. So
oh yeah, so the glass will have to be moved up one.
Pretty much, or you know, whatever we decide to do with it. But like in here, all of this is gonna have to be
a lot built up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends upon what we're doing. Like technically, we don't have to build it up.
Well, we don't have to fill it. Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose at some point we should go ahead and... I mean, I suppose we could do it now, technically. Take down the pillars.
Right.
We've got, perhaps, I don't know, maybe it'll end up... It's always hard to tell how long an episode is going to be after editing and everything. This episode may end up being a little bit shorter. We're going to work on the things that we had meant to do in our last episode and didn't get a chance to. Essentially, we've just been, well, I've been still dealing with stuff like headaches and whatnot. So just trying to take it easy a little bit here for a few episodes. I've also been spending some time brainstorming what series to use to replace Subnautica, since we finished that one now. And I think I've come up with a plan in that regard. So we'll see how that goes. We got a suggestion from Jamin in the last Subnautica episode to do a series playing Don't Starve, or Don't Starve Together, since that's the multiplayer version. I've played it before. I've owned it for years, actually. And it's always been one of those games that kind of frustrates and confuses me. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm willing to try anything, just about. And we actually had more suggestions, but we were specifically looking for games that were multiplayer, so that Gru and I could play together. I know Subnautica wasn't, but I really wanted to kind of get back to working collaboratively with that. So we'll play Don't Starve Together, and it'll just fill the normal Subnautica slot on Thursday evenings, Eastern Time. And we'll just see how things go. We've actually made a little bit of a change over here at the base that I want to show off first. It has to do with armor stands. So first of all, we have moved Mom Crafter inside of the red tent. And then next to the red tent, we have set up a game of... Actually, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called.
I mean... Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's various names for it, but, you know, you throw the beanbag through the holes, you know.
Right.
And there's points aside for
different holds.
Whoever gets into the... I mean, with some versions, there's bigger holes and then smaller holes, so you get more points for the small holes. With other versions, it's just, here's a hole, you either get it in or you don't, and whoever gets the most in wins.
Well, this person here totally missed entirely.
Yes, they definitely need a little bit of help with their aim.
Yep. Now, currently, they don't have heads, and they don't even have colored armor, because these ones are yet to be determined who they are. So if there's anybody else on the Skylark server who wants to be playing this game, all we need is a head and an idea of what your skin looks like, so we can try to dye the leather armor accordingly.
Yep.
And then over here, you and I are playing a game of Horseshoes.
Yes.
We used a lightning rod for the pin, and then we have tripwire hooks. They don't look 100% the way they like a horseshoe, but it was kind of the closest we could get.
Best version, but yeah, it really is the best that we could do with what we're given.
Yep. So I'm currently taking aim, and Gru's over here cheering me on.
Yay!
Yep. Who put gravel in the Endocyte box?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had to be me, of course, but...
Yes, it definitely was.
I mean, if you're asking, I would assume it's not you. Where do we put... Ender pearls.
I don't know. Are you looking to get some? Or do you have some that you're trying to put away?
No, I just need 6.
Are you trying to make ender chests?
I am.
I don't think we might not have any. You may need to...
How do we not have any?
Well, you may need to come out here and like trade for some. Well, I mean, I can trade for some. Okay, so rock formations, bushes, trees. I should get some bone meal. What about moss?
I suppose maybe.
For moss blocks, you know?
Right.
Do you think we should put sweetberry bushes around, or do you think villagers would be too stupid and walk into them?
Wait. Do they get injured by those?
I don't know.
I'm going to find out. Okay, so basically it will damage all mobs.
Including villagers?
Yeah, I don't know that they're... So here's the funny thing. It says that they do damage, you know, mobs, but bees will pollinate them. So clearly bees will fly around them and avoid running into them.
Alright, let's see. I've gotten a whole bunch of shulkers out here. First thing I want to do is take some of this sand. That's probably way too much, but that's okay. And I want to continue working on the beaches here a little bit. How goes the hunt for allium?
Well, there was no hunt to it.
What do you mean?
I already knew where the flower forest was, and I've already made basically a manual farm.
How do you do that?
Well, you find the patch of allium in the flower forest, and you just basically level out the ground where it's at, because every time that you bone meal that area, it's basically going to grow that same flower over and over again.
Okay.
Now, it's not always, you know, consistent. Like, sometimes you'll bone meal it and it's all grass.
Right.
Or, you know, some of the other flowers that are in that area will pop up. Like, this specific area has allium and it has azure bluettes. So both of those have a chance, depending on which spot the flowers grow in. So basically, I just flatten it all out, so it's like a, you know, 5x10 area or whatever.
Right.
And I bone meal it, and then I just whack it all down. And then I bone meal it, and whack it all down. So I've got a stack of the, whatchamacallit, the allium, and like a half stack of azure.
Okay.
A whole lot of grass seeds. At least now there is a flattened section that you can just go over and bone meal and whack and just sit there for a couple of minutes to get as much as you need, unless you need a ton.
I mean, a stack will do for now. That means I can make a stack of the what is it called? The blossoming spore or something?
I think it's spore blossom,
Spore blossom? Okay, maybe that's what it's called. Because that's with our custom recipe, if I remember correctly.
Right.
I'm currently putting in more beaches. I've done most of it. I think I want to do a little bit more over here. And honestly, I might want to do something with this pond here. Oh, this pond isn't even, it doesn't even have sand in the bottom. We're going to definitely want to fix that.
Oh, which one's that?
The one not by the cows. I think I'm going to make it a little larger too. I think I'm going to bring the beach right around to about here. And then I'm going to have it taper off. In fact, I think I'll make this the taper. I'm just going to start with putting down a basic layer of seagrass. I'll probably punch some of this out later. And then I just want to thin it up a little bit. Kind of doing this somewhat randomly. I just don't want the grass too thick. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this level of seagrass. It's generically sparse enough, I would say. And relatively randomized as well. We don't have any coral down in storage, do we? Because we haven't...
Might.
I don't think we've actually done any harvesting except for when we needed it for the trader.
That's true. You could always go over to the coral farm.
I think I'm going to have to, yeah. Okay. Now, can I follow my own instructions? Doop. 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 And my inventory is very jam-packed. That's breaking one of the rules, so let's just throw some random stuff in here. Okay. Oopsies.
What happened?
I accidentally broke the shroom light.
Oh dear.
I was just getting up to grab the bits and bobs. I wanted to see how much that got. That wasn't too bad. Okay, let's see. What do we have the most of? I think we have the most of blue. So I'm just going to make some blocks out of that. 16. No, I need 25. Also, I want some of all the varieties. So I want fans and the actual bubble coral. Or, well, tube coral, bubble coral. Like the actual coral and then the coral fans, not the coral blocks. Those sea pickles do have quite a satisfactory sound as well.
Squish, 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 squish.
What does the Gru say?
Squish, 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 squish.
Do you think it makes sense to convert all of the sand and gravel and stuff, at least on like the first top 2 layers or so, to sand?
Top 2 layers of the water?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say at least, if not, like, within visual distance sort of thing.
You want to work on that?
I can.
Because there's a good stretch here that's got like gravel and dirt. I put seagrass on top of it, but I don't know. I think what I'm going to do with the soul sand is dig it down 2 blocks. That way it's a little harder to see the actual soul sand. Does that not count as a water source?
No, because if you dig it down 2, then the top one is a water source, and the 2 blocks you just removed are not going water.
Well, I put a soul sand in the second block down, but you're saying I need to fill the top one?
Or just take some kelp along with you, put a couple kelp in there, that turns it into storage or into water blocks.
Good idea. I actually forgot to grab some kelp. I'll just harvest a little bit over here.
Makes it super
Ooh, that's a puffer fish. That's a puffer fish. Eesh. The bubbles look kind of weird though to me. I guess they work. Boing, 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 boing. Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing.
What did you do?
I broke my netherite shovel. I didn't realize it was that low.
That's painful.
I mean, to be fair, I did collect extra netherite. Let's see. I just need... So we've got, what is that, 41 in here?
Yeah.
So it's not horrible. Okay, there's a netherite ingot. Thankfully, apart from the netherite itself, which currently we're okay on, but if it was like any bigger, it'd be, you know, we'd be back to everything else. But at least right now, we're able to recover pretty easily, you know?
Right, yeah.
Okay, I need a shovel, please. Who has the shovels? You do not have the shovels. Do you have the shovels? No, you do not have the shovels. You must have the shovels. There's the shovel. We'll just get rid of that nasty efficiency 1. And then I need just a couple of books. Efficiency 5, Silk Touch, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. And then I could go to the gold farm, but that's kind of why I get these bottles of enchanting. Okay, I need 18 levels. 17 for the enchant, or to put it on the shovel, and then another one to name it. There we go. And last but not least, we need to run back in here and not you. You. This and this gives me that. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. My shovel's just fine. I have it in my inventory right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it has full durability too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite amazing.
Mm-hmm. Apparently we only have 37 lily pads. Other than going to a swamp, the only way to get that is by passive fishing, right?
Correct.
Hmm. Okay.
Or, you know, your wandering trader will occasionally trade them.
Right.
Not that that's very useful.
I used all but one lily pad. Oof. We're gonna need more of those at some point.
So much for I'm just gonna use a couple.
I know. Okay, I think there's one last thing I should do with the water sections, and that is to put in actual coral. I want to use all of the variants, but I don't want it to be too overwhelming. But I'm just going to go one color at a time and place it kind of sporadically. And then, once I'm finished placing the larger, I don't know, I always consider them to be more bushy versions of the coral. Then I like to go back through with all the fans, and I'll place those on the sides of the blocks, the tops of the blocks, etc.
Right. Kind of fluff it out.
Yeah, if it was the sort of, like, sea location that had the bottoms of blocks, you can do that too. I think that goes on the bottoms. Pretty sure it does.
Yes.
I just like having all the variants. I like the splash of color. I suppose another option... I don't know that I would necessarily go with all one color of coral. I don't know if coral usually does that too much. But another option would be to, like, if you have multiple locations, pick 2 colors of coral for this location, 2 colors... Oop, a little bit of lag there. 2 colors of coral for that location, etc. Oh, it's raining!
Yay, free rockets.
Let's see, did I do... Alright, that's pink and the purple, the blue and the red, the yellow. Okay, I don't think I did any fans over here. I think it's plenty lit up, plenty colorful, plenty of variety. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, I'm going to have to do quite a bit of trading over the course of several in-game days to get enough wool to make more tents. So I'm not going to do that in this episode. I will just leave enough space for them. So each tent is about, that's what, like 7 by like 9, I think?
I would say that's a good estimate.
Including the wood?
Being down there to look.
Yeah, I think it's 7 by 9, including the wood. Now I'm going to put a bridge here, which will probably involve getting rid of some of the kelp that's probably going to be in the way of the structure. We're going to have a path that runs to each of these locations. I think I can put a tent here. I want to put 2, I think, tents in here. It's kind of cramped, though. So, this...
Yeah, but this is still going to be...
And then
I would
this.
put maybe one here and then one over there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. These torches are marking it out. I suppose I can move this back a little bit. Well, it's more like how close they are to each other.
Oh, I think they're yeah, I think it's perfectly spaced.
Like this right here will be a little bit cramped, maybe, but not too bad. Now, eventually we could put more tents over here, but we're gonna have to get rid of the mushrooms and the sheep and honestly, kind of everything in order to fit in more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna touch that area right now. I'm also not going to bother putting in any trees or bushes or anything like that until I have the tents in place. But over here, I think I'm happy with the 4 tents that we do have. So I think I'm going to go ahead and probably start by growing some jungle trees. Well, that's a short, dumpy-looking jungle tree.
Hey, it did its best.
Are they really? Look at these. Those are
I'm sure it's like some of the ones that I was chopping down earlier. It really is like half the size of every other jungle tree out there.
They're very diminutive. Do you think I should tear these little dumpy ones down?
I think they actually might be really fun to have.
I mean, I guess they do provide some measure of variation.
Right.
Oh, that's weird. Do you think I should remove this one? This double... Hey, wait, don't palm trees sometimes grow with kind of like a double trunk sort of a thing?
Yeah.
Well, then you should come over here and tell me what you think of this. The idea is to be somewhat random with the placement of the trees. We want it to seem as though, well, you know, be realistic, I suppose. We came in, kind of barged in, and, you know, as opposed to the trees growing around us. So, kind of putting them in the way of things kind of works well with that. I'm also not going to worry about the terrain up here because I don't know if it's going to stay like this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe this one not because you can't walk under it.
Do you want to tear it down then?
This one would be fine.
Shear the leaves. Yeah, shear the leaves or hoe the leaves or whatever. Also, what do you think of this one?
You can walk underneath it. I
what do you think about this one?
There's any problem. I like that. I like that two fur next to each other.
Should I do that more places?
Maybe now and then, but not too often. Alright, I'm gonna go make us a little natural vine farm.
Wait, you can't put a spore blossom on the underside of tree leaves?
Oh, it's probably because it's a transparent block.
But that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
I guess I'll just use, like, can I just, let's see. I'll just do this, this, and this. Close enough, I guess. Wait, you can't hang glowberries either? This is so weird.
That I think is a big, massive oversight.
Looks really weird. Kind of off-putting. I don't know if I like it. I guess everybody let me know what you think in the comments. Does that moss block look, like, weird to you? I almost kind of want to take it down. Do you think it would be better to use... I've never really been a fan of the whole string on sugarcane trick, but do you think it would look better that way?
In order to keep it from growing?
Yeah.
You could.
Or
I
just
don't know if it's
or just let it all grow
necessary.
to 3 or whatever. 3, 4. What does it grow to?
3. But I think you can add some on top of it. So honestly, you could let it grow to 3 and then randomly add it to 4 or even 5.
Right. Uh-oh.
What?
Swoopty swoops.
Oh dear.
I sleep in the brown bed this time. You don't think it looks too...
I love how
What?
I was gonna say, I love how I go over to the farmers with the emeralds and they're like, here, take my pumpkin pie. Take my pumpkin pie. I'm like, I don't want your pumpkin pie.
You don't think this looks too busy, do you?
No, I think it looks good.
Oh, that's weird. It won't let me place the smaller version?
What do you mean? What are you trying
the small
to place
drip
it on?
leaf. Grass. It requires it to be on...
That doesn't make sense.
It requires moss blocks.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, you try it. The small drip leaf, not the large drip leaf, the small drip leaf. I'll just be really sparing, I suppose, with the little ones, you know?
Right.
So, these berry bushes can grow on grass and moss blocks, not sand.
Nice. Well, that's kind of logical.
I guess. I'm going to scatter them around and hope that any villagers we release out here are not stupid enough to walk into them. However, I've seen them walk into cactus blocks, so I'm not exactly holding my breath. I think I'm up to the point where I want to do the path design. Well, I was thinking, like, dirt variants.
So, like, path stones, coarse dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rooted dirt. Not that we have much of that. Wait, you can't put mushrooms down on grass?
Light level. It's light level dependent.
It says that mushrooms can be planted and grown on blocks in light levels below 13 and not directly underneath the sky. However, if planted on mycelium, podzol, or nylium, they can stay planted in any light level, including be planted and remaining under light from the sky above.
Right, but you don't want to try the whole... Not unless you want to put a bunch of podzol around.
But I don't think that leaf blocks count.
Yeah, because they're transparent, that's why.
Yeah, and it has to be... Yeah. So I'm looking at... I have to find 12 based on the skylight.
Notice, by the way,
huh?
This is under only leaf blocks.
Okay.
So as long as you can get to skylight level 12, you can plant it under the trees.
Yeah, where's that gonna be? Ow. Ow. Stop laughing. I mean, I suppose I could just run around spamming the grass.
Pretty much.
I also wanted to do just a few stone structures, if there's any room left, you know? What do you think?
Yes, I like it. It looks good.
Now with the bridge that I'm gonna make, it's gonna be stone. I don't think I'm gonna do it today because I don't know exactly what space I'll have to work with until I figure out what the other areas are gonna have.
Right.
But with it being stone, would it make sense to have maybe random bits of stone worked into the path? Like I want it to look like I want it to look like it's worn down. So there will be stone elements, but I want it to be mostly like kind of worn down and dirty.
So we could do I was kind of talking about it earlier. We could do where we use mossy cobblestone in bits along the pathway, but that is, one, it doesn't give dimension, and two, it's very stony in comparison to a little stony. So the other way that you could do it is you could do the grass with and the moss and the other dirts and whatnot with the occasional stone button. Like there's a rock, in the pathway.
Right.
That way there's a little bit of rock, but not a ton of it.
Question. Stay there.
Okay.
I have an idea. Okay, I'm bringing my idea, and it'll also help at nighttime too. So let's say we had some random bits of, like, stone in the path.
Right.
It helps cover up the stoniness of it even more.
Yeah, that is true.
And if we put more of these glow lichens, like on the blocks around it, or adjacent, or, like one or two or something.
You just have to be careful, I think, if it, like, put one next to the mushroom. Okay, good. It's not gonna...
I mean, it's only putting out, like, 6.
Okay, good. I just didn't want it to cause a problem with making them pop off.
Also, these don't change the skylight level. These are the block light level.
Oh, that's true, that's true. We were only concerned about the skylight level.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say glow lichen can do it. Can be a good part of it.
Oh, hey. I know one other block I want to include.
What?
Can you go make me some jungle slabs? Actually, do I have some in one of my shulkers there?
I can check. Okay, but you're not picking up what I'm putting down.
I know.
Okay.
You just gonna let it despawn?
No, I'm taking it.
Oh no, I'll take it. I was just yanking a chain.
And I took the other, and I took the other.
Oh.
All right, have fun with your non-jungle slabs.
No peas. No peas. Hi.
Hi. There you go.
Thank you. Did you really take those other stacks?
I did. I'm putting them back.
Good. I don't want to use plain dirt because that'll just convert back to grass.
Correct.
Maybe I just use the mossy cobblestone closer to where the where the bridge is, or maybe I should scatter it through. Last task is bone meal. I forgot to put a path to the outhouse.
Yeah, I definitely think there'd be a well-worn path to that.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Take a run through here and see what you think. Because other than the little path I have to do to the outhouse, I think it's done.
Yeah, I'd say it looks good.
Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Uh-oh, door came off. I'll fix it. I love how it feels in here.
There's a good vibe to it.
Yeah, and the sun's going down. Let's wait for the sun to go down and see how the lighting is. Well, not just the lichen, but the lighting in general. Does this look like a decent tiki torch?
I'd say so.
Or do you think candle, or do you think like torches would actually be the better option since they actually have more of a flame on them? Tiki torches are usually actual torches, not candles, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it would be better like that.
All right, go ahead and put the candle in there. We need to run through here and identify areas that seem a little dark. And do you think I should put the tiki torches at that level or up one? We don't need to worry about light or like spawn proofing, just lighting things up.
I know.
So do you think that looks better or one higher? I kind of like it being one higher.
One higher.
Yeah. I really think I like how this has turned out.
Me too.
The path is a little, maybe 2% jarring, I think. But that might just be because of the new blocks that we're using. Okay, I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode.
Yep.
Between episodes, I think I'm going to have to do some resource gathering. Like lichen, I don't have any lichen. I had to basically farm it as I used it. And a couple other things like that. And just general planning, I think. I do like how this looks over here. We got the coral reef, our own little personal coral reef, and this. Ooh, and actually, next episode, what we might want to try and work on instead is continuing to shape out around our underwater lake, because we really do need to get these cows and things out of the way for us to be able to continue. But this is a good place to start.
Definitely.
So, ready to call the end of the episode?
Rewind.
So, do you think it's a good place to end the episode?
I'd say it's a great place to end the episode.
Indubitably?
Indubitably.
Okay then.